Hey, everybody, welcome to the Video Games and Nonsense podcast. I'm your host, Chase Carter, where we talk about what I've been playing lately and recent video game news that I find interesting. So let's get right into what I've been playing. What have I been playing? Grounded. I've delved deeper into this game. Now, mainly, I'm trying to build a fortress on top of this huge rock that I found kind of in the middle of the map, of the backyard. And if you haven't played Grounded, it's a survival game, survival crafting, has RPG elements in it. It's you get shrunken down mysteriously. You wake up and you're shrunken down, and you're in the backyard. Ants, bugs all around you. Grass is what would grass be? 7 times as tall as you. You're really, 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 really small. Basically, it's Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. I don't know why they didn't. Oh, it'd been so good if they had the or maybe it wouldn't have been. Maybe there would have been too many chefs in the kitchen, too many irons in the fire. You know what I mean? Too many pool cues on the pool table. but yeah, I'm really enjoying it. I'm finally the combat at first seems very basic, very just hack and slash. There's no what I wish all games. I don't know. Maybe it's the limit to my knowledge, but I wish all games had a block, like a parry. This has a parry system. You can get a perfect block, which is nice. But I wish for somehow they could add a dodge, a little hop mechanic. That's what I always the very small thing I liked in Sea of Thieves combat is if you block, it's very and if you get 3 consecutive hits, then it knocks the player back that you're hitting. But a lot of times that's annoying because you close the distance to get close to use your sword, and you use that, and then the player jumps back. And it's like, no, I don't want the guy with the pistol or the sniper rifle to have distance again. I don't want them to be further away. And then in this one, if you land all 3 of your attacks, each one increases in damage. So I didn't realize that until like just looking at obviously the health bar. I'm like, oh, okay. So there's just little elements to the game that are a little bit deeper than I had originally thought. So I'm trying to build this big old log or grass cabin. I can't really call it a log cabin now, can I? You got your little peepers out. I didn't realize that was a thing. You have to get your peepers out like this, and then if you see a new insect, you're like, "What the heck is that?" You look at them, and then you go in your little Rolodex. But then that's the only part of the game that technically doesn't make sense, because you should have to do the peeper. Like, what kind of bug is that? And then you should have to go to a computer and research the bug, and then find out its weaknesses. That's what I think. Because then why doesn't he know what like all the recipes are, what all the crafting ingredients are for everything? So he's a bug expert, apparently. He or she. There's 2 male characters and 2 female characters. And so I'm just wondering why, looking at, or maybe have like little goggles, or maybe your watch, has information on it. I don't know. But it's a real fun game so far. I just got to they lead you towards this science lab. So there's a scientist. I believe he has to be small as well. And so he's using to save resources because he needs so much energy. I guess he's shrunk everything down, and then he can do crazy science experiments at this level that can possibly be used for normal size implications. So, and everything's powered down there by batteries, and it's real. The setup and everything looks real cool. The environments are awesome. So right now, so you have to get this chip. There's a little robot, and he's trying to remember how to get you kind of to get you large again, to get you back to your normal size. And then his data is corrupted, but then he finds a chip. He locates a chip in the world or in the backyard that you have to go to get it and then return it to him, and it kind of restores his memory. So you have to do these things, and then of course you have to find more chips and more chips and more whatever. So I'm at the pond lab, and there's a super chip down there with all other multiple little chips, but I forget what the little chips do. There's super chips that advance the main story, and then I'm thinking the smaller chips are just for unlockables. And so I want to unlock everything, but I also don't want to, spend my entire life playing Grounded. So I'm kind of struggling between the urge to rush through the main story quest or do the side missions and find out what I can craft and zip lines and all this stuff. I don't. If I'm talking to this game is good if you're in a party and there's lots of conversation, because all the dialogue, it's not very, how would you say? So you could play the game while listening to a podcast while other things are going on. And so that's what I was talking to my friend Tyler. And I was playing, the other game I'm playing is Batman Arkham Asylum, excuse me. I'm going because Gotham Knights upset me so much. It upset me so much. I was looking forward to it. I waited, like I always do. Hey, let's see what this game, is like. Let's see if it's any good or not. Oh, you put RPG elements and crafting into a Batman game? I don't like this at all. That's not. You lost it. You don't know, or somebody told you who doesn't know anything, who knows zero about video games. And they put all that stuff in there. There's a reason. There were people working on Halo Infinite when they were getting it, developing it, whatever, that said, hey, let's put a crafting system in Halo. Wouldn't it be fun if he had to gather metals and then make a weapon? No, he doesn't. No. Are you dumb? Like, I heard I forget his name, Joe Statham? Can't remember his last name. I think his name's Joe. I heard him talk about that. There's a design, like someone he worked with. And I'd be so upset. Maybe because I grew up with Halo and he created it, so he likes different ideas and crazy ideas. His idea to be the Arbiter, that was his idea and his, hill to die on. And people were just, hey, can we, the only function I'm all over the place. The only function that served is it annoyed people who played the Arbiter. Now, the story was cool, finding out different things about the Covenant and all that stuff. That part was cool. I agree with him on that. But just have the chief, come in on the council. Be the chief, come in hiding, doing some recon, or be an ODST member doing recon like in the rafters somewhere. It's like, what are they saying? Blah, 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 blah. And then you have to record that, get it back to shipped for translation. I don't have to be the Arbiter. Like, what? But the only purpose that served was when you became the chief again. You were like, oh, thank you. But it wasn't designed that way. It wasn't designed that way. And I loved Halo Infinite's campaign so much. And the reason I loved it to the nth degree, I've just heard that term, I don't even know what that means, is the Halo TV show. I watched 3 to 4 episodes of the Halo TV show. And it angered me way more than a TV show should. Way more. Because it's real simple. The Halo TV show, it's real simple to make a good Halo show. Real simple. Real simple. Okay? It's the same thing as Superman. Other characters get in trouble, and then Superman comes and saves it. Things get in trouble, Superman comes and saves you. There's a mission that goes awry, Master Chief and his crew comes in and saves the day. Does it again. Oh, what happened? We thought we were safe. Slipstream happens, slip space, whatever. Covenant ships come in. Master Chief's on there. they're coming on the ship. They're invading the ship. There's Covenant all around. Oh no, oh no, wake the chief up. And then he comes in, saves the day. And then the chief, something happens. The chief gets knocked down or knocked out, like in the video game, knocked out into space, beat up. People think he's dead. He's floating out into space. Oh no, no, no! What happens? What happens? And then for a little while, you see the Banished or the elites or the Covenant take over for a while. Things are hell on Earth or hell on whatever, and then the chief comes, and then the chief is back, and then he's there, and then he just comes in and destroys everything again. That's the character we want. We don't want a naked chief hooking up with a female human Covenant person who has these thoughts, and the chief has powers, and he's one of the only humans that can touch this thing, and there's a magical element. It's like it's connected to DNA and the forerun. Yeah, you got that, but no, any human, because all of this stuff is to protect the human race. But I'm just because we're all humans, so we should be the good guys. It's just I don't want to, and I can't even. Anyway, it's not even a game I'm playing. Talk about the games you've been playing lately. Well, Halo Infinite, the game I'm not playing at the moment. I did play the winter update, and I messed around a little in Forge for about an hour or two, and it's good. It's really good. I'm not even. You have to spend hours and hours and hours inside that map editor to even begin to understand it. But it's really cool. It's really, really cool. I want to see if they have a PC version, because it'd be a lot easier to obviously manipulate everything with the mouse and keyboard. I think they have to, because there's a PC version of the game. So I'm just wondering if there has to be a PC version of Forge. But I'm wondering if Forge is free, because the multiplayer. Yeah, the multiplayer is free, so you should be able to click on Forge. I wonder. But I don't want to download the whole game on my computer. Anyway, it won't run on this thing anyway. It's terrible for video games. Good for processing and editing video, though. Terrible for video games. What was I saying? Grounded. Yeah, so I'm playing Grounded. It's good. The combat's good. There's each animal attacks differently, so you have to kind of get the attack pattern of the animal. It is a little annoying because I could have swore I killed all of these stink bugs or beetles or whatever they were. That's why you need your peepers. But they seem to be just spawning in this area, coming back, and I'm like, I could have swore I killed all of you guys. And once you exterminate from this area, they should have to pop up in a different area around that, not exactly in that area. But then what if you need more spider legs? But they should spawn around that area. And then if you put that, because I put a trail marker down. Put a trail marker down, marked it as my home, and then killed all the insects in that area. I was fine, slept, woke up, and then all the insects are back. And I'm like, well, that's not. Can some of them be back? Not all of them. Like what happened? I should be able to eradicate everything in the backyard. Eradicate them. You just go around with bug spray. One of the cool elements I enjoyed was I was traversing, and then I kind of fell into this the ground dropped a little bit. I'm like, what is this look? And then I see a pattern, and I get up on a piece of grass, and I look down, and it's a boot print. I'm like, oh, that's kind of cool. Just a random. Now, why isn't there no more? I tried to maybe see if like the boot prints led somewhere. No, didn't. That would be cool if it did, though. That'd be pretty cool. But there's so many cool things in that game. Just the stories that the environment tells and how integrated that whole world is really, really awesome. So I'm playing that. So for some reason I'm wanting to. Gotham Knights. Gotham nobody wants to play. Has all these elements in the game that just upset me from a video game standpoint, bothered me a little bit. So I'm going to stop watching. I'm going to stop watching this stuff. I'm going to stop looking more into it. The way the characters traverse through the world is not, there's not even a, like the game just seems like a down. It seems as if they took features out of the game. I was watching one thing, and the grapple hook, you can't even boost. You can't even get the upgrade to boost out of it. So to grab onto a ledge and then like fast zip, you can't do that. How do you make a game where it's worse to traverse? I don't get that. And then one of the characters, I understand there's magic and but like the character that you are should be based in somewhat realistic ways. And so that way, when you take on a character, Killer Croc or whatever is this huge, giant, crocodile, and you beat him, you feel like a guy, a man. I can't remember which character it was, whether it was Nightwing or Robin, but he creates these like energy discs beneath him, and then he's able to jump, or maybe it was Red Hood. I can't remember. He's able to jump on these little energy beams that he's able to. What? What? No, no. Give him a vehicle. Give him a vehicle. Make Batgirl be able to traverse with her wings and all that stuff. And then I think it was Nightwing. Nightwing had all of a sudden he pulls out this glider because these developers saw Zelda Breath of the Wild and he has a glider, and they saw Fortnite and all of it. No, it's not that. It's not that game. Stop. Just slow down, please. Slow down. Have it make sense, or have a fast travel system built in. Have them. This is what I don't understand. You can summon your car, summon your vehicle, and each character, Batgirl should have her own vehicle. Robin should have his own vehicle. Nightwing and Red Hood should have his own. That's all. That's it. They should all have their own vehicle. And then there's different fast travel points, and then they have to go. And you can also scale the walls. You can also do that. You can scale a building, have a grapple hook, or each character can have a grapple hook. Batgirl can like, and then glide out of it. Red Hood can't, because you know why? Because he can't do that. It's real simple. You slow Batgirl down, but then you speed up all the other characters. It's not how it should be. Let me see. How would I have Robin get around quickly? It'd have to be the vehicle. He shouldn't. And then a grapple gun, a zip line. It's real simple. He shouldn't teleport. He shouldn't do any of these things. Now, because if you're going for like a real comic booky thing, but then that's like superpowers, and that's not the reason people enjoy these characters. Really, I mean, have them. I don't know, because you don't want them standing on something like a glider. You don't want them standing, because a glider just reminds you of other games. So if a glider was there and you stand on it, is that too Green Goblin-y? You can't ride around a surfboard. Can't. But just have maybe the Batwing comes in, grabs you. Yeah, comes in, grabs you, drops you off, and then you kind of glide into the area. Simple. Just thought of a way better way to traverse the world. And you can have him have like little boosts, little, rockets in his shoes or whatever that gives him, a burst forward or whatever. He can run real fast, maybe. If you want to do all that stuff quickly, parkour across something, it's just these gameplay elements that bother me. I don't know, like, what if there aren't people who think there's people who think they're fans, but they're not really fans of it. And I don't know all the lore to Batman. I'm not, but I get the essence of it. It's the same thing with the Halo TV show. There's an essence to Halo, and you can feel it. And then you can feel how much even the game developers messed it up in 4 and 5, like with the story. It has to be a personal story that has big like consequences and stuff. So like the first few Halos, we're getting to know the Master Chief. We're getting to know his personality and such. And then there's this relationship between the Master Chief and Cortana, and that's important. And so the Master Chief is dealing with her kind of going crazy. She becomes a bad guy. Cool, whatever. And then there's this other big, like the when that Forerunner dude, the ugly dude. Like what is this? And then the it just didn't feel like Halo. I have to go back and play it again though to have a. Cause I played it once years ago, and I just got a bad feeling, and I didn't critique it, kind of in depth, but just the reason that the Halo Infinite game was so good, it felt grounded. It felt you're on this little area, you have to get off of it somehow. You're on this, planet or the ring, and you have to get off of it somehow. And there's this, banished guy there that's been running stuff for a long time, and you have to go up against him, and he's beaten you before, and it's like, oh, that's cool. It's a lot more grounded personal story. That's what it should be. And you're also dealing with the loss of Cortana, but you're also getting a new kind of family, a new group, a new unit, so to speak, with the pilot that's not really a pilot, and you learn something about him. Like he's a coward, but he also has to build up his like just little things like that. Like it boggles my mind how good stories can be with just simple narrative branches, I guess, plots like that. So does the guy get a little annoying? Yes, he does. Just like the kid in Black Adam. It's a little annoying. Yeah, but he serves a little bit of a purpose. I'm like, okay, you know what? The rest of the thing is good. I'll forgive it. Nothing is perfect. So watching Gotham Knights and just being so disappointed. I'm like, I need to play a game that's good, like a Batman game that's good. And at the time, I just saw that the Arkham collection is on sale for $10. And I already had Arkham Knight, but I didn't have Arkham City and Arkham Asylum. So I'm $10 for all 3 games. Yes, please. With all the DLC, all the cool Batman costumes and everything. Yes, I will. So I've been playing the first part of Arkham Asylum. I beat it on normal the first time I played it. And so it's returned to Arkham Asylum. So it's a whole new game, all new achievements. Achievement. So playing through that, loving it. Love it. It's still good. It's still great. It feels so good. Now playing on hard turns off the little notification above their heads when they're attacking. So it's a little difficult to find out when they're running up to you or attacking, but I'm getting used to it. At first, I almost died on the first. I've only died once so far, and that was on the Bane fight. So I'm feeling pretty good, feeling myself, but taking it a lot slower, a lot methodical. Walking around as Batman. Oh my god, like coming down. Use your X-ray vision, see through walls. So then you see if I continue down this hallway and turn right, there's like 5 bad guys. And so you just turn off the X-ray vision. You have to remind yourself to turn it off, otherwise you'll stay in that mode forever. So just coming around the corner, I wish you can just. I wish there were. Oh, I wish there was a next gen version of this game called anything but Gotham Knights. Just it'd be so, because Batman walks a little stiff. Yeah, but it's an older game. It's an older game. Don't care. Okay, I'm not knocking it, but it'd be so cool if you can just enemies here, Batman, you're Batman here. You just walk around, you walk where they can see you, just walk out from behind the corner, and then as they come close to you, Batman just turns, just like slightly turns and acknowledges them and then the fight happens. It's so cool to just come around the corner, stand right in front of the bad guys. Like, hey, that's Batman. And then they stupidly come attack you. One guy tries to grab like an AC unit from the wall, tear it off. These other guys have, lead pipes, and they come at you, and you're standing there ready to, counterattack them, and you play as Batman. It's so cool. Oh, I'm such a nerd. Oh, like I was so happy. I was like, I'll play this game. I was talking to my Xbox buddy Tyler, and I was playing Grounded, and then he got offline, and I was like, oh, this is a good time to play Batman because I want to, get in. I don't want to be talking to somebody while I'm playing Batman because you're atmospheric. You want to get into the world. You want to, and VR. Oh, VR. Oh, it'd be so cool to play the Batman VR game. But anyways, so, started playing that, and I was like, I'll play this game for like 30 minutes. It was 2.5 hours later. Haven't lost that much time in a video game in a while. It's just, it is 2:00 in the morning. Jeez, I gotta wake up. I gotta wake up at least 8 or 9. I can't be sleeping all day. And then my wife tells me, "Oh, you're awake early." It's like, I've been waking up early. I don't want to hear it. Okay. I was having sleeping issues, staying up till 5 or 6, waking up at noon. That's not happening anymore. And I took a nap yesterday. It was great. I don't know. It just took like a 30-minute hour nap. And then what I like to do, this is my trick. If you have my wife's French Canadian and Puerto Rican, and so she's loud. She's so loud. It's beyond me. What's the unconsciously loud? She has no idea. Loud laugh, loud eater. She walks loud. I don't know how someone walks loud. I run loud. Like when I was little, my feet hit the ground really hard, and then someone who knew what they were, it's like, hey, you're gonna hurt your feet walking like that or running like that. Try to come down the balls of your feet. Try to be as quiet as possible. Oh, okay, that's nice. Okay. I was just slapping my heel and it just walking around running around like an idiot. Oh yeah, so she's slams doors loud. She can't close anything without it being, maybe that's how her brain like acknowledges that it's closed. There's a loud like, and then her brain's like, oh, that's door's closed. Got it. Okay. Goes about her day. So she I knew she was going to play Halo because she's addicted. Okay. And she's very loud. When she has headphones on, she's even louder because guess who has to hear themselves talk? Her. She can't just, hey, yeah, talk normal, blah, blah, blah. I understand getting into the game and going, oh. And she does that anyway. She thinks he's actually being shot. So I'm like, oh, she's going to play games in probably 45 minutes to an hour. So I'm going to go to sleep. And my alarm clock, my wife. So as soon as she was, I'm like, oh, okay, I gotta get up. It was like around 8:39, wake back up. Nice little 45-minute nap, half-hour nap. Get up, play Grounded and, Arkham Asylum. And I can't wait to get back to Arkham Asylum, and it's a game I've already played. It's so simple. And these guys, Warner Brothers Montreal made Arkham Origins, I believe, right? Here, let me check. I'm going to check right now because Warner Brothers Montreal games. Game credits. Not behind Gotham Knight. Yeah, we know Gotham Knights. Game on Montreal Wikipedia. Arkham City Armored Edition. Games developed. So they made Arkham City? Arkham Origins, 2013. Okay. So they helped with Arkham City, the Armored Edition. So maybe they made DLC for it or whatever. They made Cartoon Universe, Lego Legends of Chima was a massively multiplayer online role-playing video game based on the Lego Legends of Chima toy line. I don't know what Chima is. I don't know what that is. Maybe they were spelled China. I'm gonna say China, but you can't even write China on the internet anymore. I have no idea. Batman Arkham Origins. They definitely made that, and then Gotham. So I don't understand. They made Arkham Origins, which was good. Well, it wasn't terrible. It was good, and then they made Gotham Knights. So they've, and that the last they made Arkham Origins in 2013. It's a 2013 action adventure game. Yeah, in 2013. And then so they haven't made they had the Red Hood story pack in 2015, Harleen Quinn story pack, Batgirl A Matter of Family. This is the kind of stuff I wanted to play. And then Scarecrow's Nightmare pack. DLC for Batman Arkham. Oh, the Arkham Knight developed by Rocksteady. Okay, so Rocksteady made Arkham Knight, and then these guys made kind of the DLC. So this isn't for Arkham Origins. This is for Arkham Knight. Okay, so I think I have that with my DLC or the package I bought, the Arkham whatever, all that stuff. So after I play these 3 games, I'll probably go back and play Arkham Origins. Play all the Batman games. But I just don't get it. It has like this game has so much potential, and you just ruined it. Minus the 30 frames a second, minus all of the extra stuff. Like if it was that big of a deal to be a co-op game, and then we didn't want people tethered together. They can go throughout this. Just tether the characters together. Tether them together. Give me 60 frames a second. Give me a game where the characters actually move across the world in a good way. Like I can see there's a bike. There's like a bat cycle that they get on and they ride around in, and then co-op. It'd be cool if maybe like Nightwing or whatever. Batgirl gets on her bat cycle. Nightwing pulls out one of his little batons or whatever, and and grab and then hooks onto the back of the bike, and he's like, riding around slide. I have no idea if that's a good idea or not. Maybe. Okay, and then they come up to they see a fight or whatever, and then Nightwing can launch up, jump up, glide for a little, maybe not glide a little bit because he doesn't have wings or whatever, but figure something out, have a little, he comes out, he has a little squirrel suit, and he kind of glides around. I did like in the Batman with Robert Pattinson, to glide through the city, he didn't use his cape. He had a squirrel suit. I'm like, well, no, hey, Batman, do you have a cape? Did your cape? I can't remember if his cape came off. I'm like, where's your cape, dude? Your cape should, like in Christopher Nolan's Batman. If you run a current through it, it becomes rigid. Explains it. His cape can make him glide, even though he would need a way bigger area because you've seen those hang gliders. Those hang gliders are huge. Batman's wings aren't that big, or Batman's cape's not that big. And then I thought of something it's not video game related, but it's Superman related. I was listening to a Superman story. I was watching what was it? Hush. It's on HBO Max. Is the anime. I was in a Batman mood. I've been in a Batman mood for about a week and a half, 2 weeks. And so I'm going to watch a lot of the animated. I completely forgot HBO has all of the Batman animated. It's like, why am I waiting for a good Batman movie when there's good to great animated versions of it? And usually this animated version was violent. Batman almost killed the Joker in it. The Joker he was set up. Bruce Wayne has a good like childhood friend in this movie, and as an adult, he ends up getting killed. You think it's by the Joker. He thinks it's by the Joker. This Hush or whatever, who turns out, spoilers, turns out to be the Riddler. I'm like, that's not. Oh god, that's not. The plot twist. Oh, it's the Riddler. Oh, it's the Riddler. It should have been his friend. Should have been his friend who betrayed him, not the Riddler. But anyways, Hush is the one trying to, if I remember correctly, trying to be Bruce Wayne. If I can't remember if that was. Anyways, but it's always like, oh, who is it? Oh, it's it's Penguin. Oh, it's the Joker. Oh, it's this or whatever. So the Riddler is kind of using all of the other villains to mess with Batman, kind of controlling things behind the scenes or whatever. And so I was like, why can't you just do that as the Riddler? I don't know what the point of keeping it quiet was. But it was so violent because Batman comes out and he sees his friend dead in an alleyway, kind of like his parents. And thank God they didn't flash back pearls dropping and stuff. But the Joker, and then the Joker has a gun in his hand, but it's a fake gun. It says "bang" on it, and then whatever. The voice, the guy playing the Joker's voice wasn't. I didn't like him very much. I didn't like it. It should be Mark Hamill. It should be Mark Hamill, or someone doing Mark Hamill's version of the Joker. That's what it should be forever. It should be an homage to Mark Hamill. That's what it should be. I'm tired of it. I'm tired. The Master Chief's voice, if that old guy ever passes away, it should be someone who can do the Master Chief's voice or get AI to do it. Okay, please. Like kind of like Darth Vader. Get an AI version. Make it sound like what it should be. But then I wonder I don't know, because if you do the AI version of the voice, would it lose something in the acting performance? Because Darth Vader doesn't do monologues, but the Joker and his going like in the pitches that he uses and the screams and the laughter and all, I think that might get lost. I think you'd have to have an actor mimicking him. But there's plenty of actors there's people on YouTube that do it. Like hire that guy. And then people are like, oh, but the SAG union, you can't hire people. Get him in the union, hire him, bring him in, have him do the work. Shut up. Make the fans happy, please. Thank you. Let me get rid of this Batman thing right there. Okay, get rid of that. Okay, good. Why is it on Yahoo? I searched. It's so weird. I searched on Bing and then it threw me over to Yahoo. Who uses Bing? I do, because I get Microsoft points that I use to have $200 gift cards. Yeah, so get out of me. Yeah, so Arkham Knight is so good. Oh, so good. I had to upgrade the armor on my bat suit because if you get hit, it takes off a huge chunk of life on hard. So I'm trying to get used to that. Trying to dodge, stun, hit, back up, counter. And the countering system is amazing in the game. And then Gotham Knights took it out. Why'd you take it out? Why'd you take it out, dude? It's like one person made the game. I can barely make a Halo level in Forge, and I'm asking these game developers why but it's just simple. Like you're adding things that don't need to be added. Oh, I need 100 of this green goo to make this for the upgrade. I'm like, no, these all should be game mechanics. It should be a game mechanic. You get a gadget, you get through the main story, you get a gadget, you get a bat claw, you get the grapple, you get, the freeze gel, you get, electric shock thing, whatever it is. You get a freeze gun to freeze, water, and then you can walk across it. And then you can traverse into an area that you can't do. You get a security code hacker, beep, beep, boop, boop, beep, boop. You get into an area that unknown. That was unknown before. You get a glider that you can glide further. You get, your cape gets maybe bigger or a boost or whatever that you can glide and get to an area that you couldn't before. Just little things like that. There's a wall that only the Batmobile can break down. So you have to upgrade on the Batmobile, ram it, boom. You're in an area that you've never been in before. I don't get I understand it's incredibly difficult to make a video game that works properly. But we're decades into the art form, And so you take something that works, and then you add all these elements, crafting elements that don't make sense. If you want to, can I build my own bat cave? How about that? You want to put crafting and building into the Batman game? Let me build Batgirl's bat cave or whatever. Batgirl's cave. You know, have just real simple. Just, you know, slot things around. Well, this is where I put the Batmobile. It's just, this is where Alfred comes down. I wonder if Alfred's isn't even. And then it doesn't even continue I thought it continued the story from Arkham Knight. The reason Batman's dead is because he died in Arkham Knight, or there was like an alternate ending, whatever it was. I'm just sitting there thinking, what are you doing? What are you doing? Quit ruining the game. Just have it continue the story. Well, but then Rocksteady is making, you know, Suicide Squad or Kill the Justice League, whatever it's called. And so if they take out countering, where the game is just roll dodge, that's the only part I don't enjoy about the Batman game. But I do like it because you want to keep the counter system up. You want to have the combat flow. I forget what it's called, the combat flow combo counter. You want to keep that up. It's like you if you wanted to dodge, punch, but then your punches don't hurt the enemies as much. So the higher you get the counter, the more damages your punches do. So you want to keep that combo flow going. And it's so simple and beautiful and complicated and elegant how the system is. So if you dodge twice, it kills the counter thing. Or if you, I think if you stun, I don't know if you keep stunning. I think there's certain attacks that you can. The only thing you can repeat is the counter and you attacking X and Y. So you can keep countering if you want to, but if there's too long of a wait between each counter, then your combo breaks. You go back down to 0 because it wants to entice you to keep that flow going. And it's so good. It feels so good to fight like that. It feels so good. You feel powerful, but you also feel weak when you get hit a few times, and you're like, "Oh crap! I got to get my stuff together here. I got to get my affairs in order. I got to concentrate. I'm not concentrating how I should." But it's just so good. It's so good. Text message. Nope. Oh, it's a cat. It's a cat. It's Garfield. He's cute. I'm going to freak out. I hate cats. Anyways, let's go into the news and then we'll wrap it up. I think we're about 30 something minutes in, 30 whatever. Hogwarts Legacy Gameplay Showcase announced for tomorrow, November 11th. This showcase will feature a tour of the Hogwarts Castle, a look at the character creator and combat, and more. Hogwarts, I'm having a hard time saying that. We'll be getting a brand new gameplay showcase tomorrow, November 11th, that will take Harry Potter fans through a small tour of Hogwarts Castle, a deep dive into the character creator system, and a first look at the UI and an introduction to combat. News was announced by Hogwarts Legacy official Twitter and confirmed the showcase will arrive November 11th at 10 a.m. So I'm looking forward to that. I want to know more about this game. I'm not even a huge I'm not a Harry Potter fan at all. Couldn't even remotely tell you what half of the movies were. They were just fun little. I watched Fantastic Beasts. I think I mostly watch them because I want to see the cool CGI and the storytelling and the world building. And I'm a die easy fan of Harry Potter for sure. And but this game looks like it gets the feeling of it. You know, it gets the entire theme, the essence of the game. It's the opposite of Gotham Knights, basically, is what I'm trying to say. It's like people want to walk around the castle, have multiple things to do, craft spells if you want to. Oh, okay, cool. Oh, we should actually make the game that is faithful to the, like, who? Anyways. Another news article, Battlefield 2042 official development update November 22 video. Join members in the development team for a peek at what's coming in Battlefield 2044 and 42 in season 3 and beyond of the first-person shooter game. The upcoming Update 3.2 will feature a return to the class system as the team reworks the game's specialist system. Season 3 will also bring new vault weapons, reworks of the manifest, and breakaway maps. Check out the video for details revealed to the Battlefield 2042. We'll have free access periods in December for players on each platform. Ooh, so you can play Battlefield 2042 for free if you would like. Battlefield is so disappointing. I'm going to check this out. I'm going to check this video. I haven't watched the video yet, but it's so disappointing. I don't understand. It's another game that lost the essence of what it is. I don't, maybe they can't make like the 360 games and the Xbox One games had more destruction than the next this gen. So is it the game engine that you created this new thing with worse, or is it the player count? So there's not as much destruction. I would love to ask them, just sitting there, like, what people liked about your games was the destruction, and then the real kind of gritty feel. Their guns actually have recoil. It's difficult to shoot. It's a little bit more tactical, but it's also crazy because there's 60 people running around the game map when Call of Duty has 12 or 16 or whatever. But now I watch Call of Duty's gameplay and it's slower. The new Modern Warfare 2, it's slower. You go around more tactically. I'm like, that's what Battlefield should be. That's what the destruction is not near what the old Battlefield games were. And then in the World War I and II games, when you can make fortifications, you can dig, and if you have one area and then the field's open, but if you take your time and dig, you can dig a trench to where you can go from one objective to the next without being in the line of sight. But then people kind of know where you are anyway. So there's all these little things that made Battlefield the game it was, and people loved it. And more people are playing those old games than the new ones. And that's just, hey, idiots, what are you doing here? You made something we enjoyed. You made something we enjoyed, and you're making it like the thing that we could play if we wanted to. If we wanted to play Call of Duty, we'd go play Call of Duty. Why are you making the game that your fan base is playing like the game that they don't play? That they don't play on, like, they choose it. It's not like I accidentally bought Battlefield, so I have to play it. I don't have any other. That's not the scenario that's going on. The cat is still there. The cat's still there. I just don't get it. They seem to kind of be getting their act together, but only because the game has done so poorly. It's like the managers of certain of these games don't understand the overall essence of a game. It's very, very bothersome. Very, very bothersome. There's a opinion piece by Joe Donnelly. It's on Games Radar. What is going on? Oh, the cat's leaving. Okay. Said, I will never play games like God of War Ragnarok on anything but easy. In preparation for God of War Ragnarok, I spent the last weekend powering through Kratos and Atreus' maiden voyage for the first time since 2018. Despite remaining familiar with the action brawler's mainline story beats, I was surprised by how much of its, I don't know what that, minate? Hold on, let me see how to say this word. Paste pronunciation. Minutia. Okay, minutia. I didn't know how much of its minutia I'd forgotten in the interim, which made reacquainting myself with Freya and the game's litany of larger than life baddies all more enjoyable. The word epic is overused in casual parlance these days. Parlance? What is this guy? This guy has an English degree. It's like, dude, you work for a video game. What are you doing? I shouldn't have to be looking up pace. Parlance. What the hell? Right? Parlance? Parlance. Okay. Definition. I didn't go to college, so let's see what this word means. A particular way of speaking or using words, especially a way common to those with a particular job or interest. Is there more definitions? Origin of the word. 16th century late speech, old French parlance. There's one meaning of this word. Okay. Still don't get how that's used. Let's close that. Casual parlance these days, or in casual dialogue, I guess, these days. But it is this term, just casual term. Just say the word term, these days. But I don't like people who use words that are unnecessary. I get it, but also don't do it. But it really is the best way to describe the showdowns that invoke hulking dragons, screen-filling Norse gods, and ripping the heart from a gatekeeper of hell's ribcage, to name but some of the memorable conflicts in God of War. For God's sakes, don't get me wrong, I love the fights in God of War, and after reading our God of War review, I'll feel the same about its sequel. I've got it downloading right now, and I'm already excited to storm the battlefield with my blades of chaos in hand and my old Momature Atreus. But I don't know if feels secondary. I recently passed the 250-hour mark in Elden Ring, and I'm dyed in the wool, Soulsborne fanatic who loves nothing more than trusting the uber challenging AI baddies. But that's weird. So I guess he just plays it for the story, is what I'm learning, which is fine. But I don't know. At least put it on normal. But he can play it however he wants. But it's just interesting that he wrote a whole article about playing games on easy. But listen, if you want to play at the highest level or chase down all of those Valkyries once the credits roll, that's wonderful. Everyone should play the games how they please in any way that they. Well, you're also playing Elden Ring. Maybe I don't know. It's interesting. Halo Infinite bot bootcamp is gone, leaving players without a permanent PvE playlist. Halo Infinite's bot bootcamp mode is gone as the newly released winter update, leaving players without a permanent. The mode's removal was technically announced as part of the blog post last week, laying out the playlist, which would be available after the winter update. Bot Bootcamp was not among them, but since 343 Industries did not directly address the mode's removal, players held out hope that it might still somehow be a part of the game. But now the winter update has arrived, Bot Bootcamp is nowhere to be found. Bot Bootcamp is built in-game as a way to introduce players to Halo Infinite's multiplayer game mechanics, but even experienced fans continue to use that as a way to enjoy multiplayer in a lower stress environment. It also served as a particular easy way to grind through the game's regular challenges. Halo Infinite's playlist offerings will continue to evolve and shift in response to player behavior in-game, where players spend their time, and community feedback, the devs said in last week's blog. Playlists in core and social modes are going to keep rotating or alternating weeks, so maybe Bot Bootcamp will return in some form sooner rather than later. So you can't just start up a game. Is this a different mode that I'm thinking about? The biggest addition to the winter update is Forge mode, which might end up being a workaround for players looking. Oh yeah, because you can make Forge into anything. Compete against bots since you theoretically build bot matches of your own. Unfortunately, Forge doesn't currently support the same sort of matchmaking as Bot Bootcamp, so it won't be a replacement. You will at least be able to play around on maps made out of 150,000 bananas. That's very important. Modern Warfare 2's promotional jerky codes are still. Is that cat still? Sorry. Modern Warfare 2's promotional jerky codes are being stolen by jerks. I heard about this, which is very interesting. So, Jack Link's jerky products are discovering that unscrupulous players are stealing the codes before the packs are even being sold. How dare they? At first spotted by our friends over at PC Gamers, promotional packs of Jack Links, identified by the distinctive Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2's branding, have been sticking the double XP codes to the packs rather than printing them inside. So people, this is the same thing I did. What was it during the original Xbox days when they had 2 months or 3 months. You like every game had a 2-month pass to Xbox, or was it a month? I can't remember. 2 to 3 months. I can't. It was a long time ago. That was 20 years ago. They had the 2-month thing and the 3-month. God, what was it? I want to say. I can't remember. So I would just go to GameStop or Game Crazy and go to the used game section, and these guys left them in the box. So you just used to, thank you, take the bottom part and put it right back. I got 3 months of Xbox Live. And you do that enough, and then I'm also buying my game, so I'm getting them from there. There's no point. What? You're giving me a free way to? I'm good. And then they could call, because if it's a used game, they don't. Now, if someone is taking it out of the inside of a new game, then that's obviously a problem. You're stealing that. But you can just call up the customer service with the game's like, hey, I'm using your DLC code. It's not working. This is proof I bought the game. You can call customer service, and they'll send you the digital code. That means nothing to them. They don't have to. They have servers. They have to keep up the server maintenance for it, I'm guessing. But that's it. They don't have to send you anything. They don't have to mail you nothing that goes in the mail. They just give you a code. So I don't know how the codes work. If they're randomly generated or if there's so many of them, I have no idea. But I know it's pretty easy to do that. The thing that costs the most is the person you deal with on the other end. Hiring them basically. But this has been going. I don't understand. I get, because the jerky people are like, we don't care. What do we care? But is it morally wrong to steal a code that's on the outside of a? No, it's not. It's not, because nobody is being affected by it. That can't. You call a number and you fix it. That's the only thing. If a kid, the only negative, no one is losing out on anything, because if you can just say, hey, this isn't working, and they send you another one, you're good. You still get your beef jerky, you still get your code, you're good. So I don't think anyone's losing anything. It's just an inconvenience more than anything. And so if I buy the jerkies thing, and the code doesn't work, and some kid that came in and they get a free code or free XP out of it, they save some money. Good, go ahead, because no adult is doing this. You know what I mean? To save money anyway. Like, just, I'm not going to eat the jerky links, but no adult is they might grab one code for like skins or whatever, but they're not going to keep doing the XP thing. No adult is worth their salt anyway. They're worth their salt. What does that mean? Gears of War live action movie and animated series are coming to Netflix. Yes, thank you. Yes, more please. See, I read this on Netflix, or I read this on the internet. Gears of War was released 16 years ago today, and to mark the occasion, Netflix mark the occasion. We've been waiting for the 16-year anniversary. Shut up. Netflix says you're running out of content. That's what you're doing. You can't create your own content, so you're buying video game content. Yeah, thank you. Netflix, and then you're gonna, like The Witcher, you're gonna ruin it, and then your main star is gonna leave. Video game saga into a live action feature film, and I read that and I got upset, because I'm like, why don't you just make an animated version of it? Make an adult animated, like with Batman on HBO. There's mature themes. It's cool. It's for adults. Adults still watch cartoons. People who grew up on cartoons and animated series, they don't mind watching it when they're adult. If it's good, it's good. Anime is huge. Anime is cartoon for adults, and you don't want to make these things. I don't get it. So I got upset. I'm like, why don't they? And then I should have just kept reading, because I'm an idiot. Followed by an adult animated series. Okay, cool. Thank you. Bring the character, bring the voice actors back from the video games. put him in the animated series. Make it CG. Make it with the video game with engine. Make it with Unreal Engine 5. Mocap all this stuff. Make a movie using Unreal Engine. Please. Please. At the live action movie, don't care. You're taking video games and making all of it live action. Yuck. Get it out of here. Sometimes it's cool, whatever. Halo should have been a CG movie. All the cool CG cutscenes that you guys made for the Master Chief collection that my wife called MCC. I'm like, oh God. Just say Master Chief collection. She doesn't even know what MCC stands for because she just hears her nerd Xbox friends. Just, you got to play MCC? MCC? No, say the words. What do they mean? Stop it. Stop it. It's like people saying, "You want to play COD?" No, it's you want to play Call of. Just say the it. None of the words are long. None of the words are long. Just say the words, please. Like I understand it's like World Wrestling Federation, World Wrestling Entertainment sounds stupid. WWE. I get it. You want to watch wrestling? You just watch wrestling. Just say the word. Do you want to watch W? No, you don't say that. It's like if do you want to watch basketball? And if I said, hey, you want to watch B-ball? You want to watch BB? Do you want to watch the NBA games on? The game's on. Basketball. You want to watch it? Just say the words. It's not hard to say the words. Be an adult when you're talking about video games. Thank you. Timing. The coalition isn't unveiling the next game for a while. The Netflix productions give Microsoft owned studio a way to keep the Gears of War in the limelight. It's out of the limelight. The first trailer should be all around me are familiar faces. I can't sing. Worn out places. If they don't do the exact trailer, I'm not. If they don't, it's so simple, and I bet they'll mess it up. I guarantee. I'm already upset, and they haven't even done anything. Oh, okay. And worn out places. Oh God! If they don't do that trailer, nobody cares. Nobody's played the games. Nobody cares. They have to. All they have to do is they don't even have to think of the hard thing is to think of a new idea. The easy thing is to copy word for word, beat for beat, running, do it exactly like it. I don't care who you pick as Marcus. I don't care if it's a woman. I don't care if it's a child. I don't care if it's a bicycle. Don't care. Get the first trailer right. You imagine the Gears of War trailer as a bicycle? But it's like, wheels are moving, ground's falling beneath them. The giant spider is somehow like, a sand castle. You're like, what? Trust me, it's for diversity purposes. Oh, who'd be Coltrane though? Woo! It'd have to be some. Oh, it would have been cool to have maybe Rampage. Maybe if in the A team he was really good at like I don't know who would be a good. This is gonna be a weird. Popular Black actors. Okay. What's your list? African Americans in films. Denzel, Samuel Jackson. No. Morgan Freeman. Can you imagine Morgan Freeman? Chadwick Boseman, rest in peace. Lawrence Fishburne. Forrest Whitaker. No. Will Smith. No. The violence though, he would be. Can I not get this ad? James Earl Jones, Eddie Murphy, Don Cheadle, Jamie Foxx. Maybe Jamie Foxx. Michael B. Jordan. He doesn't have like let's go, like a Danny Glover. No. Michael Clark Duncan. He obviously has a build for it. Vin Rames. Ving Rames? Vin Rames? I forget his name. Anthony Mackie. Wesley Snipes. Keith David. Terrence Howard. No. Bernie Mac. Also, rest in peace. Donald Glover. Oh, Donald Glover? Maybe, I don't know. You'd have to have a big, maybe a big, I can't think of a big hulking, like charismatic. Kevin Hart's 36. He's the most popular actor, period. Michael, Ja White. Is it Ja? Jay? Ja? He'd be good. Like to see him. Tyrese. I swear to God, if they put Tyrese in this, I swear to God, no. Fast and Furious is terrible. Charles Dutton, he has the bald head. Who? I don't know. Red Fox. Put Red Fox in there. Michael K. Williams. Sad. Sammy Davis Jr. Who would? Barbun. I can't think. I don't know. LL Cool J. Imagine LL Cool J. Mike Coulter. I don't know, but they don't have like the woo. Let's go, Coltrane, baby. They don't have that feeling. I don't know. This is way too long. I'm going way down too long of the list. But I think they have to nail Cole first, and then I think everything else will fall into place. Is that a weird take? You don't get the main character Marcus? Is it Dom or Marcus? Who knows? Let's see. Netflix is also having a Sonic series coming. We'll see about that. Guess how many? Oh wait, what's the time at? What's the time at? An hour 10. Okay, we'll go for a little bit more here. Sony has sold over 25 million PS5s during a pandemic. I thought that nobody had money. Oh, what did they do? And then also the price of the PlayStation is going to go up. In its latest earning drop, Sony said it sold 3.3 million PlayStation 5s this quarter, matching exactly what it did last year and bringing the total units sold since launch to 25 million. Its numbers this quarter are far short of what it needs to hit the 18 million PS5 sales target for the fiscal year 2022, though sales halfway through the fiscal year ending in March are now 5.7 million. Despite the equal number of PS5 sold, revenue was up significantly over the past year, 12%, to 727 billion yen. How much is that? 4.9 billion US dollars, thanks in part to the PS5's price increase earlier this year. However, profit was down by 49% due to the company's recent acquisition of Bungie, along with the developer cost increases. But it's just, I don't know. Developer cost doesn't need to increase that drastically anyway. There are certain big games, yes, but most of the games don't need the huge cast, so to speak, all of the employees. Okay, so now next article, Xbox Game Pass accounts for 15% of Microsoft's gaming revenue. I don't think it gets bigger than that, an executive admitted. Microsoft's Game Pass is profitable and accounts for 15% of the company's overall Xbox content and services revenue. Microsoft Gaming chief Phil Spencer shared a tidbit of information in an onstage interview at the Wall Street Journal Live Tech Conference, The Verge. I don't know why they always I don't know. Game Pass is an overall part of our content and services revenue is probably 15. That's probably 15%. I don't think it gets bigger than that. I think the overall revenue grows, so 15% of a bigger number, but we don't have this future where I think 50 to 70% of our revenue comes from subscriptions. Spencer added that Microsoft has recently seen incredible growth on the PC, with the uptake slowing on consoles primarily due to saturation. At some point, you've reached everybody on a console that wants to subscribe, he said. The company also has seen people stream more games over its xCloud gaming platform. Spencer hinted that mobile would play a major role in the future of Game Pass. That's also what I think a lot of people are going to start doing. My Xbox buddy Tyler, he said he's been playing on the cloud. He's been playing Assassin's Creed Odyssey, and he says he doesn't see any difference in delay. I remember streaming from my phone. Say, what was it? Corey wanted in our old place wanted the room for something, so I would stream it to my phone from my Xbox directly, and I'm just here. It wasn't over, the internet. It was just from my Xbox to the router to my phone, and there was still some delay. So I don't know if that's my phone. I mean, it's S whatever 9 or 10 Galaxy. It should but then it's just streaming could be my Wi-Fi. I don't know. It all depends, doesn't it? But I wonder how big that mobile, if you can play AAA games. I don't know if you can still play like Call of Duty and all that stuff, but AAA games, single player games, slower paced games on your phone. I think that's probably where Game Pass is going to see a huge number of subscribers if they get that somehow to become a regular thing. The Witcher is getting an Unreal 5 remake, the very first Witcher. I'm very excited about this project. CD Projekt Red, previously, who made Cyberpunk and lied about it, previously teased a new version of the game under the code name Canis Borealis. Polish studio Fool's Theory is remaking The Witcher under CD Projekt Red's supervision. It's in the early stages, so maybe it'll actually be a good game if it's made by somebody different. So the game, Cyberpunk's a good game. It's just a mess technically. So the game is likely at least a couple of years away. CD Projekt says it will be a while before it starts talking about the project in more detail. However, it confirmed that Fool's Theory is rebuilding the Witcher remake from the ground up using the same tool set the CD Projekt Red utilizes for other games in the series. For what it's worth, well, same tools you made. No, because that's not true. Because this is Unreal. You made Cyberpunk in a not Unreal. So what? For what it's worth, the Fool's Theory team includes developers who worked on The Witcher 2: Assassins of Kings and The Witcher 3: Wild Hunt. It's part like the audio guy. It's like it has nothing to do with the actual gameplay mechanics. Okay, let's see what is Somerville, Return to Monkey Island, and more coming to Xbox Game Pass. Monkey Island, Pro Football Manager 2023, Ghosts, whatever that is. What Ghosts? Oh, that's a weird. That G looks like an L or a weird J. That's weird. It looks like an L to me. Games coming to Game Pass. Game Song, Football Manager 2023, Return to Monkey Island, Vampire Survivors, Pentiment, and Somerville. I want to try to play maybe Somerville. Somer. That looks kind of cool. Looks eerie. But I want to try out a couple of these games for a little bit. And then what's leaving Xbox Game Pass? Football Manager 2022, Art of Rally, Fae Tactics, Next Space, Rebel, One Step Eden, and Supraland. That's what's leaving. Game Pass is so cool. So cool. BioWare teases next Mass Effect with clue-filled video clip for N7 Day, hidden audio decoded. Fans who noticed faint hints of a woman's voice in the background of the clips weren't hearing things. A few hours after posting the teaser, a fan decoded the background audio and revealed the conversation between that sounds like Liara and the Geth. God, so good. See, these are the things that people like and enjoy. Sorry. I still got to play Andromeda. That's after all the other games. Has acknowledged this breakthrough by releasing a new clip with the clean audio. You can listen to it on the tweet below. But see, these little things is what gets the hardcore people excited about a game. And if you get the hardcore people, they will spread the news. They will work for you. Just make a good game that's faithful to what people actually want and like. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 composer departs over increasingly challenging dynamic with audio director. The composer for Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, Sarah, of course it's a woman. No, it's good. Sarah, how do you say that name? Schach Ner, N-E-R. Sechner has revealed that she has parted ways with the game and the free-to-play Battle Royale Call of Duty Warzone. Likely, as for why, she says the working dynamic with the game's audio director has become difficult and she sees no path going forward. Variety reports that the audio director in question, Stephen Miller, but Satchner, maybe Satchner. I'm gonna call her Satchner. But what's her name? Sarah doesn't name this person in her announcement. News of her departure comes from a statement released by Sarah on Twitter. I am sad to see I can no longer continue to compose music for Modern Warfare 2 and Warzone. Over the past couple of months, the working dynamic with the audio director has become increasingly challenging, and I don't see any path forward. As of now, I'm unsure of the status and release plan of the soundtrack, as it's been taken out of my hands. While I don't have any control over the music, how the music is presented in game and what will be released on the soundtrack, it's not my artistic intent in regards to mixing and mastering. She then thanks the fans for their support. Okay, so she just said, "Hey, I can't work with this guy. It's becoming a problem. I'm getting out of here." She'll probably get hired somewhere else and do well. Hopefully, Sarah. I don't play either of those games. Godspeed. But it's interesting to, I don't know, to, how do you put it? Make it unless he did something. I don't know. Like I don't know. Because people will ask you, why'd you leave? And you don't, like the audio director, you say, hey, it's the audio director, but you don't call him out by name, but you just say audio director. And then how many audio directors are in? I guess there's just one. Is there a lead audio director? And then there's a bunch of other audio directors beneath them. Is it the cat again? Part of me is saying, let this be known. If you did something unfair or unrealistic expectations, then say those things, or just leave the company. It's like, hey, we're having a maybe not even a disagreement. Like I've chose to step away from this project, whatever. But maybe, I don't know, maybe it's a good thing for her career to be, but it depends on the issue she's having. But I don't know. It's kind of weird. It's weird and interesting when people leave a company and then say, it's because I was mistreated or these bad things happen. You're like, well, what bad things happen? Well, I'm not going to talk about that. I was like, well, then why'd you say anything to begin with? Either go scorched earth. No, I'm just kidding. Sony announced that PlayStation VR will launch on February 22nd and has its price 2 bundles as well as accessories and newly announced games. The standard package will retail at $550, the price of the PS5 overseas at least. It includes the headset, 2 PSVR Sense controllers, and stereo headphones. Check out the box below. If you want something to play out of the box, the PlayStation VR 2 Horizon Call of the Mountain bundle has you covered. This edition runs you $599, so $600 for the game. It's a digital code, by the way, not the game, so you can't sell the game used. Awesome. Want to charge the controllers without using your PS5's USB ports? Feast your eyes on the PlayStation 2's VR Sense controller charging station for $50. So $650 we're up to now. This separate dock replenishes your VR gamepads while simply clicking them into the base while you need to connect to the console. I don't know. In addition, 11 new PSVR 2 titles have been unveiled. You can read about each one in detail on the PlayStation blog, but here's a brief description of each and their release windows. After the Fall, a post-apocalyptic co-op shooter by the studio behind Arizona Sunshine. Cities VR Enhanced Edition, an improved version of the VR Edition Cities Skylines. That'd be kind of cool. I don't know. Cosmonius? I'm terrible at reading. Manias High restore. Maybe you shouldn't have a whole podcast where you read. I'm learning. Restore an alien high school in its wacky adventure title from Cosmos Neos High. Cosmonios. Crossfire Sierra Squad, a new VR first-person shooter, the Crossfire franchise. The Crossfire was so terrible. The Dark Pictures Switchback VR, a roller coaster VR horror action shooter. Hello Neighbor Search and Rescue, team with friends to free the captive friend in the VA take on high school neighbor. Jurassic World Aftermath Collection, an enhanced bundle, parts 1 and 2 of the Jurassic Park survival action game. The Light Brigade, a roguelike first-person shooter with procedurally generated levels. Pistol Whip, the acclaimed rhythm action game, is enhanced for VR 2 and will be free upgrade to existing owners. Tentaculars, solving physics puzzles games as giant adorable kraken. Zenith the Last City, a VR MMO RPG. So they got a nice little slew of games there. I just wonder if like the VR games I wanted to play were Half-Life Alyx. There was the Batman VR game I wanted to try out. I think that was pretty much it that I saw. Not too much into the heavy VR stuff, but the things I casually saw. All right, I think that's it. That's the video game news. We're going for a little while, maybe too long. Who knows? But anyways, that's been the Video Games and Nonsense podcast for November 10th. I appreciate anyone who watched, and talk to you next week. I remember